Please don't give crazy stabilizer. Put my mic up. Oh. Good morning, or afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Gonna be tying up some flies today. Starting off with a little black and brass colored zebra midge. So we're going to be doing some fly tying today. Right now, I just got myself some mac and cheese. One of those little instant cups. I'm hungry. Something to eat. Gotta have nourishment if you're going to tie flies, you know what I mean? Oh, man. Dude, what happened to this mac and cheese? These instant cups, all you gotta do is add water and nuke it. Weird. Still good. So I'd say black and copper zebra midge. The brass beadhead. That one is in size 16 with a 3/32 beadhead. Probably whip up a couple of these first. I need some little different assortment of some midges. These little guys are probably one of the most underrated and most important fly in your toolbox. It's replicates, a major staple in a trout's diet. They're found in the water year round, and they may even be more important in the wintertime when the trout are not biting on much, because these are naturally some of the only aquatic insects found in the wintertime. My first wild trout I caught was on my own hand-tied zebra midge. I tied it with a black thread and a chartreuse lime green wire. A lot of fun. What's up, Kumar? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. And you're not limited to just trout with these. You can catch panfish. Believe me, you can catch panfish. I've caught some big bluegill on flies like this. I've even caught a bass. Got about a 3-pound largemouth bass on a zebra midge. If you're new to fly tying, you have any questions, go ahead and shoot. These flies are super simple to tie. You're just building a nice little thread base, taper, smaller at the bend of the hook, and then thicker towards the bead head. You're going to do tighter, smaller, segmented wire wraps at the beginning, and then you're going to kind of slightly expand them out each additional wrap as you head towards the bead head. Spin it like a helicopter. This is the aquatic insect of a midge. This particular stage of the life cycle, they're completely underwater, and they're working their way through the water column to get to the surface. If you've never seen one before, just look up a video of a live action of a blood midge, and you can see how they wiggle their way up to the surface film of water before they actually emerge into a flying insect. Let's see here. I do have a cold right now. It's going around in the house. I'm starving. So now I'm going to switch over to this ultra wire. It's a chartreuse green, lime green color. That's probably one of my favorite go-tos with black thread. Give me just a minute here. I'll get set back up. Just trying to charge up my other tablet so I can see the chat. Yeah, I don't know what it is about 2026 this year. I've been sick 3 times now in 2 months. It's crazy. Everybody in the house. We got the viral cold early January. And then early February, we got the stomach bug. So we were all throwing up like it was terrible. And now made its round back again. And then we got the viral cold again. Can't seem to shake it. We got a lot of people in the house, but it's crazy, man. Usually I get sick maybe twice a year. One in the winter time, one in the fall or something like that, but not this year. All right. Let's see here. Log back into my stream here. I can't see my chat. Where's my chat? That's weird. Yeah. Technical difficulties here. Why can't I see my chat? Dude, I have no idea. Let's tie a fly. Usually I tie this chartreuse colored fly with a silver bead in or a black bead in, but I already got my copper beads out, so I'm going to try that and see how it looks. Time for a new vise. So, start our thread wraps, laying down a base. So weird. About halfway around to the bend of the hook. Bring it back to the bead head and then back down towards the bend of the hook. And going just a little bit less further every time. Back and forth. A little bit less further. That's going to build your gradual taper. Add in our chartreuse wire. Tie that down all the way to the middle of the bend of the hook. Just get to wrapping our chartreuse wire. Nice tight segments expanding out towards the bead head. Trap it down. Couple wraps behind, couple wraps in front. Maybe one more behind it. Spin it like a helicopter. Yeah, it looks all right with the copper bead with the chartreuse wire. It's maybe not my preferred color, but still looks pretty good. We are in business. This tablet's just not charging. Damn. Try something else. All right, now it's charging. Let's do a little tiny variant of an emerger. So basically, I'm going to tie the same thing, but I'm going to throw some elk hair on top and make it like an emerging caddis. So we're not going to put a bead head on it because we want it to ride just at the surface. Going to do a taper, but a less obvious taper, smaller taper for this fly. Add in the wire. Yeah. Hey, she bugging you? Get our wire reps. So the idea with this one is you don't put any hackle fibers in there so that the bottom half sinks and the top half floats. That's basically what an emerger is. It's that bug in transition from underwater to its wings coming out, unfurling, and then flying away. So let's get some, see if I have some olive caddis. Olive elk hair, which I'm sure I do. There we go. This one's actually deer hair, but that'll work too. And oh, we need a stacker. Gotta have a stacker. That way we can get all our fiber tips nice and level. So we want it about right there so that the fiber tips are kind of sticking out at about the end of the bend of the hook. Pinch that down and throw one loose wrap first. And then on your second wrap, you're going to tight down. You'll start to see those fibers furl out a little bit. Cinch that down nice and tight. Then you're going to pick those up and pull them back a bit so you can build up a slight dam just behind the eye of the hook. And grab your scissors. And cut about a 45-degree angle, almost on par with the fibers that represent the wing. And we're going to clean that up a little bit, get some of these stray fibers out of the way. My lighting in here is like terrible, so. And then in old age, your eyes aren't what they used to be when you're young gun. whip finish tool. And we're going to go just in between the cut end and the wing ends. Lock that down. Yeah. No.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, I didn't know what else to make. I was like looking around. Yeah, it's just so it's solid black. No, this is fine.
Okay, I'm gonna probably make like a sandwich or something.
No, I'm okay. Thank you. Yeah. No, I thought about
These get shrunk already?
the what?
These things got shrunk already? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, they're called shrinkadinks. You never heard of those before?
No, but they were bigger when she got them?
Yeah, they're like larger, and you like color them, and you cut them out, and then you put them in the oven and bake them, and then they shrink.
Are these like necklaces?
I guess so.
Oh. No, I never heard of these. I know it's kind of like the concept of Easter eggs when you put the plastic over the egg. And it warps around it.
Yeah. You know that band Sugar Ray?
Yeah.
They used to be called the Shrinkadinks.
That is lovely.
So there you go. That's an emerging elk hair caddis. Olive. You got chartreuse wire, black body chartreuse wire wraps, and a olive deer hair wing. That's probably one of my favorite colors to tie. For whatever reason, I just have great success on the olive green. His hair's going wild right here. Let's see here. Yeah, that doesn't belong there. Get out of here. There we go. Hey, gamer, what's up, man? Welcome in. How you doing today? We are tying an elk hair caddis emerger. I need to get myself a rotary device so I can clean it up without having to take the view away from you guys, but spin it around here. Hey, welcome in. Sorry, I can't understand what that says, but welcome in. Everybody, welcome. No, I haven't seen him the whole time. Try this again here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go. Now I can see the chat. Yeah, I gave her peanut butter jelly. I can't see over here. Zoomed in on the. Do you want me to do it right now? Okay. Mhm. Go. Go ahead and tie up one more of these. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Vice is chewed up to shit. No, not really, unless I eat them super late. Let's try a dark green. Like what? What's that? Oh yeah. I don't know where they're all at. Okay. Ow, I need some better lighting. Oh, great. Of course, this one's dead. Figures. Huh?
Where'd you get those headbands?
My mom got them for. Huh? No, I think they got them at like the 99-cent store or something. Oh, there it is. I lost my stacker for a second.
gonna start this with the lady?
You want to? Oh yeah.
Huh?
So I'm on board with that.
When did they stop?
All right, now you got yourself another caddis emerger.
Are we not watching this?
Washing what? I think that because those are all sticky jewels, I think they'll just come off. Hey, welcome in 154.
Hey, when you're done using this cheese grater, you're not cutting off and cutting all the cheese off of it.
Sorry, bud. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Ranareda or Rahanareda? All right, got a couple caddis emergers. Let me throw them in my caddis bin. Wally wings and caddis. What I do is I just take old Tums bottles when we're done with using the Tums, the antacid Tums. I just label it and throw all my flies in these. Hey, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Is that the thing?
Mm-hmm. A grill thing? I need to scrub it because it's got a lot of a lot of grease like stuck to it. That's why I've been spraying it with soap and letting it soak. All right, so now we can do I'm gonna do a standard elk hair caddis on a dry fly hook. What's that? All right. So this one's gonna go a little different. This one, we're gonna come back all the way to just before the bend of the hook. Well, if you want a bunch of cheese in there. I'm going to throw on that chartreuse wire at the end. Dude, Cleo is like snoring. Now we're going to get some dubbing. Use some light olive dubbing. Spin that on the thread. Once it's captured around the hook, you can start to tighten it a little bit. Spread it out a little bit thinner. Twist it on the thread. Get one spin on there, pull tight, start to spin it. We're going to stop making wraps at about the 2/3 point. Meaning if you break down from the eye of the hook to the bend of the hook in thirds, we're going to stop spinning or tying in our dubbing at about the 2/3 point, leaving a third in between the dubbing and the eye of the hook. Then we're going to get some hackle fibers. I'm going to be using this White River Dry Fly mini pack. Basically, you pick the hackle size that you want. Just pluck it right off. So right here, this is a like a green grizzly color. Gonna strip some feathers off up to the base of it. Tie that in right here where the dubbing stops. Snip off your tag end. Now we're going to get our hackle pliers because this is a tiny feather and it's really easy to let it go. We're going to clamp down with our hackle pliers. Start making evenly spaced thread wraps from front to back. One more wrap ought to do it. Now we're going to take our chartreuse wire and we're going to wrap tightly in the opposite direction and kind of wiggling it to get through those fibers so that we're not trapping any fibers down. What this also does is it locks down the hackle feathers that you just went from right to left. Bring that wire all the way up. Trap it down. Try not to trap any fibers too. I mean, you could always trim some off, but a couple wraps behind, couple wraps in front, one more behind. Helicopter the wire off. Now, if you want at this point, you can try to tease any fibers that are getting twisted forward. Try to tease them back. Snip off another bunch of deer hair. Place it in the stacker. Give it a couple pats. All right, your fibers are nice and even. Pull out any strays. No, I told you I'm done doing the baseball. Oh. Okay, so that's why we left that 1/3 gap right here behind the eye of the hook. That's where we're going to tie in our fibers. You want the wings to go just about to the end of the bend of the hook. Pinch it off. One loose wrap. Second wrap we're securing nice and tight. Peel these back. Dam it up just behind the eye of the hook. Couple wraps just to prop it up. Pull them back forward. Cut it at a 45-degree angle in line with the wings. That builds your caddis head. Don't be afraid to just pluck off any wild strands that are just kind of sticking out in any direction. Just be careful not to cut any of your hackle fibers. You're almost certainly bound to have some of the hairs kind of twist over. You could, to try to counteract that, you could always try to offset your fibers. Like if you're looking at it from this angle, you could start tying your fibers, 25, 30 degrees this way. So when you wrap it, when it cinches down, it pulls the fibers directly overhead. That's one option. I'm not too concerned with it. I feel like sometimes the buggier the fly is, the better it does, better it fishes. Just gonna give it a glance around the sides here, see if there's anything sticking out of the ordinary. Let's kind of lay those flat. Grab your whip finish tool and throw a couple wraps right in between the head and the wing. Cinch that down. Snip your thread. Bada bing, bada boom. Elk hair caddis. Excellent dry fly, works in most river and stream conditions, pocket water, freestone, headwaters, tailwaters, all that good stuff. You can throw them on a lake too, but you got to keep in mind that they do float pretty well because of the hackle fibers and the deer hair. The deer hair is hollow, so it does float, but eventually it will get saturated, so it will sink. So if you're just dead sticking it in a lake, it'll float for a little while, but eventually it's gonna end up sinking pretty quick. Now you can put some floatant. I think I have some floatant I can show you. Let me see. All right, this right here is called Loon Aquel. Now this Aquel, it's a floatant, so it's a liquid. You just rub it in your fingers, and then what you're going to actually do is you're not going to rub it into the deer hair fibers. You're going to rub it all along the body of the hackle fibers, and then that's going to actually help it float. You let that dry first before you fish it, because if you throw it out there when it's wet, it doesn't work as well. So you rub that all over those rooster hackle fibers. Let it dry. That'll give your fly an extended amount of flotation time. So that's a good thing to have. And then also too, I find myself just kind of like doing false casts, meaning like I'm cast back, cast forward, cast back, cast forward repeatedly, and letting the air kind of dry it out as the fly whips through the air. But another option you can do is we got this Loon Easy Dry, and they're like little drying beads. And you can actually just open it up, pop the fly in there, close the lid, and just shake the fly inside there. And those beads will capture the moisture that's on the fly. That's a really quick way to dry it off too if you're having issues with your fly sinking. Like I said, though, awesome pattern. Catches a lot of fish, especially in this olive color. For some reason, I find the wild fish really love this olive color pattern, especially in the summertime. Another drop in the bucket. Is it really already 12:30? It is, dang. Crazy. All right. Let's try something a little different this time. tie a Prince Nymph. Got a size 14 standard dry fly hook. 3/32 copper bead. As brass copper. Okay. I think your sister made you a peanut butter jelly.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Lay some thread wraps down. Now, on this one, I'm going to need to get some goose buyouts. So give me just a second. I'm going to look for white and olive. I know I have them in here. It just takes me a second. There's the olive. And there's the white. Nope, this way. Keep in mind too, when you're tying elk hair caddises, or if you're spinning hair, it is messy. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to take 2 olive green goose buyouts. Roughly the equal size. And then when you actually want to lay them against each other back to back so that the tail flails out. Because if you have them the other way around, the points will touch each other. They won't flail out. So back to back, the curve. You want the curve to be concave on one side and convex on the other, so the tail flails out that way. And then you want your tail to stick out about that far. So about I usually go about half the length of the hook. Oop. Hold on. Let's get these on better. Oop. And then once you get them secured, some nice tight wraps. Just it's so easy for these goose buyouts to turn on you. So easy. Snip off the tag ends. Okay, and then we're gonna secure them about as far back as you can go. Yeah, it's Maddie. What's up? It's just momentarily for like a couple seconds. How you doing, Maddie, man? Hey, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's much appreciated. Like and subscribe, all that jazz, dude. Goes a long way. You just tied 50 eggs. Oh my gosh, man. Just putting in some work. Dang. All right, so I'm gonna grab some copper wire. You know what? I wonder if I'm gonna go with some gold tinsel this time. I think I'm gonna use gold tinsel because I don't have a thick copper wire. It's a very thin copper wire, and it's kind of hard to see the copper wraps with it. So this is a slight variation on a Prince Nymph. Just with the ribbing and all. You're gonna get some peacock feathers. Tie those in. Oh, you know what? Forgot my gold tinsel. I'm already tripping. All right, get your gold tinsel down first. Now you tie in your peacock. God, 50 eggs, man. Holy moly. I don't have the endurance for that. Need to slam some Red Bulls, dude. Yeah, anybody watching right there, no frills, no mercy. Awesome fly tire. You guys got to check his channel out. It's a must do. All right, so we're spinning our peacock all the way up to the front. Like always, couple wraps in the back, couple wraps in the front, maybe one more in the back. Pluck it off. Should pop right off. Now this gold tinsel is pretty thick, so I'm not really quite sure how well it's going to look. There's a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Oh, yeah, it's 2. Too wide. Kind of diminishes it's just too large of segments. Kind of makes the peacock look a little weird, but it's all right. No big deal. Just experimenting with things. Now we need to get some brown hackle feathers. Right here, more White River mini dry fly pack. Now what we're going to do is tie this in here. Right behind the bead head. Snip off the tag in. Get your hackle pliers. We're going to throw a couple wraps right behind that bead head. Trap it down. Snip off that tag end. And we're going to pull the fibers back. And lay some thread wraps against it so that the hackle feathers start to move backwards. No worries, Maddie, no worries. This might be my last fly, brother. I got to go pick up my daughter. What time is it, actually? Yeah, I got to leave here in a minute. Now the last step for the Prince Nymph is you grab 2 white goose biots. Now on these ones, you actually want the curve to go with each other. And you're going to separate them out just a tiny bit. And you want the wings to go back about the length of the body. Cinch them down behind the bead. Just make sure you got a little bit of separation with your wings. Just a little bit. Snip off the tag ends. Lock that down. And then you could actually take some this peacock ice dubbing. Just take a tiny bit. Tiny bit. Spin it right there. And just throw a couple wraps right over it. Gives it a little flash. Covers up the black thread. You could even whip finish it on, which would probably be better. Snip off your thread, any stray fibers. And there you go. You got yourself a Prince Nymph. All right. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Got to go get my kid. Got a jam. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe out there. Stay blessed. We'll see you next time around the bend. This is Gills and Thrills signing out. Adios. Cheers, man. I'll see you guys next time. Maybe I'll catch you at a better time later. Adios.